Good morning, y'all. Good or great rising. I have to get out of saying good morning because we don't want to mourn. So, anyway, it has been nothing short but an interesting evening. Of course, I had to get on here and share with you guys first and foremost. I did share it with a couple of my girlfriends, one of which was on the line with me when the incident went down. So she is definitely aware of what happened. And but I have to share with you guys because this is very interesting. Grand risings, whoever is live with me. So last night, just to kind of give you guys a background story. So when I told you guys I used to be like a deliverance minister and all into this stuff with the church, I used to sit up under this pastor in I'm doing well, Tim. How are you? So I used to sit under this pastor in Jacksonville, Florida. And she was, quote unquote, a deliverance pastor that could cast demons out of people and all this stuff. And of course, back then, I thought that I was the worst person in the world and that I was on my way to hell with gasoline and underwear on. So I was going everywhere trying to get free. Glad you're doing well, Tim. So last night, okay, so let me backtrack. So last week I had unsubscribed from her because she does a blog talk radio show every Wednesday and Friday night. And when I went there, I was very faithful. I was on her show every Wednesday, every Friday, listening in, getting all the deets or whatever on, witchcraft activity and demonic this and demonic that. So of course, when I came out of, religion, I stopped attending because I started to see that this wasn't even about God or Jesus or anything, what they were doing. It was more so about them keeping their following and treating people like they're stupid and you're sick, you're messed up, you need deliverance, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I got a notification from her show last week, Friday. And I'm like, why do I have a notification from her show when I unsubscribed from her email invites or whatever? So I was supposed to go in and delete the, and unsubscribe again. And somehow I forgot and got caught up in something else. So this week I get a notification last night, because like I said, it's on Wednesdays and Fridays. I get a notification last night that she's doing her show, and the show is on the Mandela effect. So you guys know, just on my last video, I just said, no preachers are talking about this. They can't read their Bibles if they don't know that the Bible has changed. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I just had this conversation last video. Well, I go on to listen because I want to hear what she has to say. I want to know, okay, is this lady going to go ahead and deal with this and say, hey, I'm sorry that this is happening. This is another trick of the enemy. And, he's trying to keep us whatever. I just knew that she was going to deal with this on a holistic level because, just knowing the things that she knows. I learned a lot from this lady about the occult. A lot of things that I know even outside of religion, I learned from this ministry, okay? So she gets on and she starts talking and, they're praying. I mean, they were praying. So I'm like, okay, golly, get to the point. I want to hear what your guys got to say. So she begins to talk about the lady that coined the phrase, the Mandela effect. I don't know what her name is, but the lady that talked about the Mandela effect and said that, she remembers Nelson Mandela dying back in the 80s in prison, which I also remember that because I was a child. And I remember when I saw it on TV, I thought to myself, those people are never going to get out of apartheid because he was their only hope to get out of apartheid. Of course, back then I was dumb and didn't know what the heck was going on in the world. So I remember that too. I remember Muhammad Ali dying prior to this time that he died. But whatever. So this lady says that we are misremembering. and that the lady that coined the phrase the Mandela effect is a witch, and she has put a powerful spell on everybody that visits her page. And she's put a powerful spell over, these things. And, you guys don't remember what you think you remember. You're just going along with the people on the internet. And you don't, how can you don't trust your own mind? You need to give your mind over to God. And you don't need to trust your own mind anyways. You can walk in a room and see a picture and it's me on the wall. But you don't notice that it was also a picture of my husband on the wall, because your mind remembers selectively. It doesn't remember everything. So I guess we all don't remember, including my children, Berenstein being Berenstein and not Berenstain. But I digress. So, of course, you guys know I am sitting on the phone listening to this, and I'm about to lose it. The phone like, shut up talking so I can get on the line. I want to talk. I want to ask you what. Now, mind you, another issue I had with this preacher is that she had this man coming over from Africa to do deliverance. And after this man came from Africa to do all his quote unquote deliverance, a lot of people that went to that particular event where he was doing deliverance started having like dreams. My daughter was having dreams that he was trying to come have sex with her in her dreams. People couldn't get their finances in order. Like, I feel like I literally just recovered from what this man had going on, just a little while ago. Like, it was crazy. So, okay. I called her and I said to her, hey, what happened with this preacher? Like, every time, I think about what's going on as far as him coming up in my daughter's dreams, it just seems like he's not who he says he is. And I could never get a good feeling from him when I was there. Well, she tells me that this man was an imposter, that he had done some type of witchcraft in Africa to make himself look like the real Bishop Kenko, but the real Bishop Kenko was dead, and that they probably killed him and made themselves look like him to come over here and make money in the U.S. because he made over $1,500 in a weekend off of our tithes and offerings. So she said he was an imposter. Now, mind you, like I said, I was getting her invites. So last year, when I was still getting them before I unsubscribed, because I think that was during the time that I unsubscribed, well, here's Bishop Kenko coming back to her church. So I'm like, how the hell did you tell me this man was an imposter, that he did witchcraft to make himself look a certain way, and now he's back at your church? Like, what's really going on? Okay. So I waited in the queue. They must have prayed 4 times. They were speaking in tongues and all kinds of stuff, because I know they could feel me, because these people are very psychic. These are very high-powered witches and wizards, okay? These people could hear me. They could feel me coming into their line. They knew I was coming. I know them. They pray once when they get on, and they might pray for you whenever you call in, and then they will pray at the end. These people must have prayed 4 times before they even started taking calls, because they knew I was coming. They knew that they could feel it. So I get in the host queue, and I asked her very candidly. I said, listen, I didn't go on that lady's website. So you're saying that the people that are under this witchcraft spell are going to this lady's website and they found out the information about the Mandela effect. I said, I didn't go to it. I read my Bible, and my Bible now, my King James Version, because she's a stickler about having only the King James Version. You can't have any other Bible if you follow this lady. You can only read the King James Version of the Bible if you follow this lady. So she's like, make sure you don't have those perverted Bibles, the NIV, the New King James translation, all of those are perverted Bibles. Don't have those. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I always have the King James Version of the Bible. So I told her, I said, I've been following you for years, I've been following you for years, and you always told us never to have a perverted Bible, an NIV or whatever. I said, so I have a King James Bible. And I said, my King James Bible says that Jesus is now the head of the corner, not the chief cornerstone. My Bible also says that two men will be in bed together when the return. Two women will be grinding together. I told her, I said, listen, the Bible never said that. The Bible never said that. My King James version of the Bible never said that. So you need to explain more than what you're explaining. I said, you're sitting here telling people that they're misremembering, that they are crazy, that they don't need to trust their own mind and all this craziness. And you're not explaining away the Mandela effect. That is not explaining it. And so she's like, I explained it to you. I told you what it was. I told you that you're under a spell. I said, that's not a good enough answer for me. That's not a good enough answer for me when I have over 200 people following me on YouTube that are going through the same thing. When there are hundreds upon millions of Christians that are sad, that are hurt, that are devastated, that their Bibles are changing. I said, so what are you telling me? This lady has more power than God? This lady has the power to change the Bible? She is that powerful of a witch? Seriously? I said, these Bibles haven't left my house. This isn't new publications. This is the same Bible that I've had for 10, 15 years. So you need to come better than that. And so then I asked her, I also said to her, and this Bishop Kenko thing, how did he end up coming back to your church and, he's an imposter? Can you please tell the people that? Can you please make them understand? So at that moment, I had to hang up the phone because these, like I said, these are very powerful witches and witches. They're psychic, everything. I started feeling my energy literally leaving my body, like to the point where I felt like I was going to pass out. I have never, ever experienced weakness like that in my entire existence. I have never felt my energy leave my body. I felt like I was going to die. Like, that's how weak I was. And I know that they were sending something to me. I know they were. So I began to send it back. I actually, had to do like a ritual last night to come up out of it, because they were on me. Like, it took me about 30 to 40 minutes to come out of this energy sucking that they were doing to me. And I know they were mad. I didn't even listen to the rest of the show because I said what I needed to say. I told her that you're wrong, that we're not crazy and we're not misremembering. I hate when people say that, because you're just dismissing whatever these people are doing because you haven't done your research. Whatever this technology is doing, this AI, and updating and changing Bibles to say what they want it to say, you are not dealing with that. You're going to tell the people that they're crazy and that they're misremembering. Oh my gosh. Like, what a disservice you're doing as a preacher, as a pastor, to not tell people what's going on, because you don't know. You don't know what it is. So instead of telling people you don't know, you can't figure this out, you're going to get in touch with God and tell, and see what he has to say about it. You're going to just tell the people they misremembering and they're crazy and they don't need to trust their own mind. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm telling you, I am so fired up. I don't even know where my energy is coming from right now, because when I tell you these people zapped me of all my energy last night, I literally had to crawl in the bed, hold my stomach, and because my stomach was hurting so bad. Like, I can't even understand why my stomach was hurting so bad. But I had to lay there and literally call my energy back to myself. So anyways, I can't believe this preacher. I mean, we are all misremembering, and we all are, apparently crazy. Every last one of us. We're misremembering and we're crazy. So anyways, I'm going to let you guys go. So I know some of you guys were able to come in. Those of you that see this later, my goodness, please comment, subscribe, share the video. Tell me what you think about this. Like, I was so happy to see a preacher finally dealing with it. And then just for her to come in that manner and say that we're all crazy and that we shouldn't trust our own minds. I am hurt. I am devastated. I am blown away. But anyways, you guys have a good day. I'm on my way to the plantation, getting some overtime in. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.